it is calling time. Now, if you have a question or you have a comment, it's 703-663-3333. So get your finger over that 3 and let's have some questions. We so often don't have a chance to talk directly to Chandra because she's so busy. So now's your chance. Tell her what you feel, what you want, and comments, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what do you have to tell us before we start bombarding you?
So, we've got a couple things coming up next week. We've got the coffee with the executive team.
Right.
And we were going to do a resident satisfaction update, but we've just gotten hot off the press town centers kind of revised repositioning. Not for where the rooms are, that's not really changed, but we had gotten lots of feedback from residents about some of the furniture and fixtures, and so went back to the drawing board to make some of those adjustments. Not everything gets incorporated, but trying to get as many of those things incorporated as we could.
Okay.
And so what we'll do on the 17th from 1 to 2 is do a presentation of the new, what we call the renderings of what the town center repositioning is going to look like.
I think that is a prime example of how the comments and opinions of the residents are important.
Yes, and it's important because I always tell people that we may not be able to get everything into it, but things that do make sense and that are kind of the consensus. Like, for example, we had a lot of people say they didn't like the chairs. Now, they were fancy and looked really good, but they were not, people were feeling they may not be functional.
Not very practical.
Right. So, the new ones that have come back with more of the type of chair that people have said is more functional for use, comfortable, look good, because we don't want just something that's avant-garde and trendy. Right. We want something that looks good and it's timeless.
Yes.
So that's been
timeless is the word.
Timeless is the
That's
word.
hard to find that.
It is hard to find, as I always say, with 2,000 residents and so many different opinions on colors and artwork and fabrics, trying to walk the line in the middle someplace. Right. Is hard, but I'm sure there's going to be people that are going to love it. There are going to be people that are going to be okay with it, and then there are going to be people that are going to be like, "What did you do?
What were they thinking
of?
What
were they thinking of?" So it just really is a nice opportunity to be able to talk about that. So we decided we're going to ask the executive team to do very small updates, because it takes a long time to do the presentation and go through and talk it through, and then we'll have questions at the end. And then what we will do is what we've done before is called a road show, which we take the boards to the different clubhouses, and we'll either do it during the neighborhood chats, or we'll do it as we did prior, where we did it sequentially one day after the other in each clubhouse. And our goal is also, after we do that, to have them placed outside of the areas, so as people go by, they can see what that area is going to potentially look like. Now, we don't have all of the angles, but at least have an idea of this is what the fireside's going to look like, or this is what the cafe is going to look like, or this is what the new third dining venue is going to look like. And so I think it's nice to have that. And it's helpful for people to envision.
To be able to visualize, because right now it's just a big mess.
It is. And right now, with all the things closed in Village Square, that wall, and we know once they take the wall down, it'll be so much better and, really nice area. But right now it is, you walk in and we're a construction zone all over the community. Right. And interesting enough, we will be starting in Garden Ridge again, because we've finished Dogwood Commons and people have moved in, and we've secured a contractor to do the renovations of the current existing buildings. So that took some time. There's a lot of competition for contractors in Northern Virginia, and the size and scale of our renovation is intimidating to some. So to find the right partner to work in a occupied space, because our spaces are occupied, is a different art and different skill set.
Yes. Yes.
than if you just have a building you're putting up. It takes longer.
Because they have to be able to interact with the residents.
Right, there's the safety and well-being of the residents, it's the noise level, it's the dust level, so they are pretty more, I mean, there's a lot more restrictions to how they can do their construction
Right.
than if you're building a new building or you're doing an unoccupied space.
Exactly.
And then they can do whatever they want. You know, we have a lot of
And clean
restrictions.
up afterward and just, yeah.
Right. You know, what time they can start, what time they can end. Can you do it on the weekends because people are sleeping, or, you know, we just don't, we try to be as least disruptive as possible, but it's hard not to make noise.
Oh, yes, definitely.
You know, we're struggling with these jackhammers, for example, in town center.
Yeah, I
the
like
noise.
the notices that are put out
Right.
to warn us, you know, don't be surprised.
Well, and sometimes I'm sure we'll surprise people. There'll be times that we don't always know that it's going to happen because, you know, contractors have subcontractors that come in, and so we, you know, it's
Yeah.
just trying to communicate. And sometimes it may sound like we're bombarding people with too much information, but we're just trying to stay above and, you know, and share as much as we know.
Right.
And then, interesting enough, so on, I hope it doesn't rain, but on the 12th, we're going to have a little appreciation that we do for the staff, which is our annual staff picnic.
Staff picnic.
So it'll be out in the Hunters Crossing parking lot, and so you'll see the tent go up. And then what we do for the night shift, because they're not going to be able to come because it's from 11:30 to 4, so we do it so multiple shifts can come. We are going to come in and serve them at night. So,
Oh, wonderful.
yeah, we'd make sure that they don't get forgotten,
Right.
and they are appreciated because there are silent workers.
Yes, they are.
So that includes staff that are in home support and security and Garden Ridge and just our overnight staff. So I'm looking forward to being here at 1 o'clock in the morning to hang out with the staff.
Good.
So, yeah.
We haven't had any calls yet. Now, come on. It's 703-663-3333.
So in addition, there's actually, and she's here today with me, Janet Smith is our Vice President for Healthcare Sales. And she's actually an RN by background. Janet has been with Erickson for over 8 years, worked at Sunrise, has worked in multiple different really kind of important roles. So she is acting as our interim resident life director. Today's her first day, so she's going to be here 30 days. Supporting us in resident life.
Good.
Because we have that position open, and I'm excited because of her skill sets of being both a leader and you know, and having also the clinical skill sets. It's hard to find that kind of combination.
Right.
So if you do see a new face around, you know, that's her. So her announcement will go out today, so people know if they see her in the hallways. We want her to, you know, to be able to get to know what's going on in Green Spring and see what the resident life is about and be able to support with
Good.
her skill sets. So I'm excited she's here today.
That's
so
wonderful.
if you see a new face, that's who it is.
That's great.
You know, I think it'll be a wonderful time for us to be able to leverage her, you know, skill sets in both home support, certified, and then all the other resident life areas. For example, the TV studio. Just to have that extra leadership is important to us. And I know that we put in the flash pictures of our area that we've been waiting to get that opening in the wall for the treasure chest. You know, that has been the toughest part of the transition. Treasure chest, the people there have been so phenomenal in working with us, and you know, I know the people that are the mules are, you know, they still meet sometimes. I see them hanging out together.
Right.
But you know, as soon as now that we've gotten that opening done, the work will move faster.
Any kind of timeline on it yet?
I have not gotten exact details, but we'll come back and share. I think we should have some more information at the coffee.
Oh, good.
So
I know people are anxiously waiting because they're piling up things to take to the treasure
yes,
chest.
I am too. This weekend I had things all sorted out and
Right.
it's in a bag, and my husband's like, how much stuff are you doing? I'm like, oh, we're just waiting for the new place to open up. Lots of hangers, lots of space to put all of our new things. So I'm excited about that part of it, and I'm just grateful to the you know, the treasure chest team, I call them, because they are just so wonderful to work with and understanding. And we thought we'd have it all done.
All right.
Fortunately, we have not. So that concrete wall took us much, much longer than
That
we
was
had
interesting
anticipated.
because it really shook the building.
Yeah, and we didn't even know what that was there. And sometimes when you build something, you know, there's an as-built drawings that we have,
Right.
and there may have been some variations to it. And you know, most of us weren't here 18 years ago, and we don't know all the details of where things are. And
Right.
so, interesting enough, when you take things down, you find things.
Like things you
What
didn't
is that?
expect.
So there's been some unexpected, but I'm really happy that in the Flash we're able to share some of those so people get an idea of what's
Good.
going on.
Good.
I think the place is going to be a really nice, it'll be a nice sales area, you know. And as I tell everyone, these new areas that we're creating, if they're not right, we'll go back and look at what do we need to do to make, you know, whether it's a additional shelf or it's something that you
Right.
need, we'll go back and reconfigure. I always say we should probably live in a space for about 6 months
Right.
and
Right.
kind of get a feel
Right.
for it, and then go back if we need to add things or make modifications. We
Right.
can look at it then.
Right.
So, a lot going on.
Good.
A lot going on.
Good.
You know, that I know with the dining, we've got dining going on right now in Acattique Room. You know, lots of patients from the residents. Thank you to them. Thank you to you, all of you that have been willing to work with us. I'm just, you know, we'll get it done in the next couple weeks and then
Right.
move back to
That will be a
things going.
welcome day.
Yes, I will be very, very grateful. The dining team has really been going above and beyond.
Yes, they have been doing their
they
best.
They really have.
They
so.
have. So thank you very much.